If you were a kid that watched Cartoon Network in the 2000s around Halloween time, then you probably remember the Scary Godmother movies. The two film adaptations, Halloween Spooktacular and The Revenge of Jimmy, are based on a series of comics and books of the same name by Jill Thompson. She was heavily involved with the production of the two films, assisting with casting, various elements of the artwork such as expression sheets and backgrounds, suggesting music, and assisting with editing. Initially, the specials were going to be animated in watercolor style in order to match the visual style of the books. However, Jill Thompson decided that it should be 3D CGI animation instead, as she wanted it to replicate stop-motion films like The Nightmare Before Christmas. I mean, the watercolor animation probably would have held up a bit better than the CGI did in regard to how it looks now, but I digress. As for casting, it was difficult to find a proper voice for the Godmother at first, as most of the actresses put on a creepy Wicked Witch voice for their auditions, which was not suitable for the character. Ultimately, Tabitha St. Germain was chosen to voice Scary Godmother as well as Countess Ruby. Scott McNeil was cast as Mr. Scully Pettibone and Count Max, and Gary Chalk played Bugaboo and Harry. Fun fact, Harry's voice was based on collectors of Jill's books, and collections of comics in general, particularly one person who was into what was described as creepy fan drawings of the characters, which I can only imagine what the fan art would have been considering what's on the internet. Halloween Spooktacular premiered at the 2003 San Diego Comic-Con, and was shown at film festivals and was released on DVD before they started to show it on Cartoon Network in 2004, which is probably where most of us know it from. The Revenge of Jimmy was released on DVD and premiered on Cartoon Network in 2005, and both of these specials were aired on Cartoon Network yearly around Halloween. I don't know if they're still doing so, as I haven't been on Cartoon Network in years. I don't think they are, but hopefully I'm wrong. There's even mentions of a show in the works as of 2020, but on our little nostalgia trip with these movies, let's discuss what we thought of them then, what we think of them now, and if they still deserve to be remembered. Oh, and by the way, sorry if I sound a little bit weird, I got a cold, the most spooky part of the Halloween season. Ooh. Let's begin with the first one, Halloween Spooktacular. The star of our shorts is a little girl named Hannah, whose cousin Jimmy is forced to take her out trick-or-treating, since she is a younger kid and she's afraid of monsters. Jimmy and his friends decide that they should try to scare Hannah off so they don't have her slowing them down, so they trap her in the spook house in order to scare her. However, while Hannah breaks down in tears, the scary godmother appears to help cheer her up, and brings Hannah to her home in the Fright Side, and introduces Hannah to her monster friends Mr. Scully Pettibone, which, can we just say, this dude is very much gay?
No, it's sweet, sweetie. But if that walking hairball knew about them, there wouldn't be any left for the rest of us.
Her neighborhood annoyance, which is a werewolf named Harry, a monster named Bugaboo, and some vampires named Count Max, Countess Ruby, and Orson. At first, Hannah is scared of them, but eventually warms up to the monsters. She joins them in their Halloween party as Jimmy and his friends wait for her to leave the spook house screaming, ironically, missing all of the trick-or-treat fun. They eventually get worried that a monster did get Hannah, and eventually decide to go into the spook house too. However, by this point, Scary Godmother and the other monsters have decided that they should get back at Jimmy and his friends for being mean to Hannah, and before Hannah leaves, Scary Godmother gives her a skeleton key for her to visit the Fright Side at any time. So the animation for the actual characters is kinda dated now. Not really a surprise since it's a CG animation from about 20 years ago. Oh god, now I feel old. However, the backgrounds still look really nice, a lot of them being made with watercolors like the original comics. And honestly, sometimes you don't even notice the animation because the writing is so good. There's so much wit and funny lines coming from the characters. There were times I was even laughing now as an adult, especially with that pizza delivery scene.
$200 in pizza?
Sure, 12 extra larges at $16 each. Of course, you could overside for it.
No. Sorry. My soul is worth more than 12 pizzas.
It's also really charming. Like, they do a flashback scene, but instead of doing a traditional flashback, the kids act it out, which is really fun. The characters are also distinct and memorable. Harry is kind of annoying. I know that is certainly the point, but at least he isn't too in your face in this one. Though perhaps some scenes could have been trimmed down a little bit. There's a couple chase scenes or jokes that go on just a little bit too long. I wouldn't call Scary Godmother Halloween Spooktacular the greatest Halloween special of all time. However, it's one of my favorites still. It's fun for a nostalgic watch, and definitely still good for children of today to watch. But how does Revenge of Jimmy hold up? This one starts off one Halloween later, Jimmy literally having PTSD from the monster scare from last year. And no, I'm not really joking.
Oh no.
Go ahead, eat me, Jimmy. Then on Halloween, I get to eat you.
Hannah seems to be getting along more of the monsters from the Fright side, and even made friends with Jimmy's friends, much to his dismay. While everyone is getting ready for Halloween, Jimmy decides that monsters can't show up if Halloween doesn't happen, so he wrecks the pumpkins, makes the candy and costumes look like they're tampered with, and TPs the party location. At first, with each sabotage, it seems like Halloween will be over, which causes things to fall apart in the Fright side. However, Hannah thinks creatively in order for them to get past these hurdles, foiling Jimmy's plans. Hannah brings all the kids to the Fright side for a costume party, and whoever wins gets a pumpkin full of candy. Jimmy sneaks into the Fright side in order to ruin the party, but accidentally scares Bugaboo, which not only gets him the win for the costume contest, but helps him with his fear of monsters and gets him back in the Halloween spirit. So this one still has all the fun and memorable characters from the first special, and honestly, if you're a kid, you're still going to love this one. As an adult, I did enjoy this one still, but maybe slightly less than the first one. It is pretty Harry heavy, as he is the narrator of the special, and also shows up more throughout the story since he has to pay back for the pizzas from last year.
No, please, I'll do anything.
I know you will, Harry. You'll help me in the pumpkin patch, you'll knit spiderwebs, clean the tombs. Oh yes, you'll probably have tonight paid off by Halloween next year. Enjoy your pizza.
Also, can I just say he's kind of a jerk? Everyone thinks Scary Godmother has been unalived under a house, and while everyone is crying, Harry is cheering. Bruh, you're the one who ate all the treats from last year, ordered like $200 worth of pizzas, and didn't pay a cent towards the pizzas, and you were gonna eat them all. Honestly, why did they invite him to the party still?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
There also isn't as much of the wit from the previous special, which I do miss, but people are going to enjoy the pop culture references in this special, and we do get some of the witty humor from the previous special still.
Ah, my signature shirt is gone. I'm naked.
However, these are both fun Halloween specials to watch. Whether you're finding something for your kiddos to watch, or you're looking for something nostalgic to pop in, I highly recommend giving Scary Godmother, both Halloween Spooktacular and Revenge of Jimmy, a watch this season.
Glad you could make it, Jimmy. I wouldn't miss a Halloween party. Halloween roll!
Did you ever watch the Scary Godmother specials on TV or read the comics? Let me know if you did and what you thought of them down below. And if you want to see more content from me in the future, make sure to click that subscription button and the itty bitty little notification bell. Until next time, this is Danse Macabre, signing off. Bye bye and stay spooky. I'ma go take some cold medicine now.